Hi guys, how are you doing? So today's pick a card reading is what do you mean to them? And it's more like what you'll see as I do the reading. It's intuitive. It's a little bit, it might not be exactly what you're expecting. I've got one, Sonia Choquette, the answer is simple. And this kind of talks about your kind of role in their life and where they're going. So it's quite deep, this reading. You'll see what I mean when I get going. I'm just saying it might not be exactly what you expect. Okay. But anyway, should be an interesting reading. It's just the way the cards came out were a little bit unusual, but that's fine. So I hope you're really well. Thank you to anyone who's returning, and welcome to anyone new. If you'd like a reading with me, £20, 20 minutes, and you get your reading in 24 hours, please check the box below. And also my links to all my other stuff. Anyway, let's get on with today's reading. I don't know why I'm waving, just it's a habit. Okay, so I've got four Rider-Waite cards and a main oracle card. So Reclaim Your Art, 5 of coins, the Empress, 3 of swords, the Ace of cups. These are the wrong way round, they're saying. Okay, fine. This makes sense. Right, okay. So what you mean to them. Reclaim your art. What you mean to them is you are triggering for them, encouraging them back to their true selves. Reclaim your art. If we look at this in the grander scale, the wider sense, this is about going back to who and what, to what you love, to those ways of kind of expressing yourself in the world and expressing your light in the world. So that's what I would see this as, reclaim your art. But your main art is being you. And what we've got with you is that the final card is the Ace of Cups. A new emotional start. A sense of abundance emotionally, a sense of having your cup overflowing, of having everything to offer, this new start, new abundance, joy, love, happiness. You know, so you are encouraging that in them. This person has been through hard times, you know, or they've been on a bit of an inner pilgrimage or a life pilgrimage. They felt on the outside, they felt detached, they felt isolated, they felt pain and suffering. But what you mean to them is that you encourage them to go back to their authentic self, or to reclaim, to uncover their authentic self. This can be you or them. There's a sense of Empress energy around this mothering, this nurturing, this earth mother, this sense of balance in the divine feminine, of bringing in the divine feminine or bringing it out in them. But there is a sense of this nurture around the situation, that you nurture this person and you help them to see a life beyond the pain and suffering of this 3 of swords. You help them to find themselves again and to feel a sense of hope of a new emotional start. Okay, so you are an amazing new beginning that's come out of this pilgrimage. Whatever they've gone through, this pain and suffering, you've helped them to go past this. So even if you don't see this, even if it's energetically, you are helping them to reclaim their art of being this totally loving being. You're helping them to be themselves again, to come from the heart, to come from emotions, to have this new emotional beginning, either energetically, physically, and this can be for anyone. These readings are for people in relationships, not even together, not even in communication. It can be transferred to anything. Whether, if you've been called to this, then there's a message here for you. It doesn't matter whether you're a same-sex relationship, opposite-sex relationship. Number ones, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. I will see you on tomorrow's reading or on a private reading in the meantime. Hi, number twos. So what do you mean to them? So this is the overall energy. Then these, it's the wrong way around again. You have shaken their life up. You are encouraging them through either your actions, your relationship, your energetic communication with them, your presence, your thoughts, your energies, whatever it is, 'cause it's going to be different for everyone depending on whether you're married to this person or this person doesn't even apparently know you exist. You're just crushing on them or feel a strong attraction to them. You encourage them to fill the well. There's something about you that's calling them to focus on themselves, to nurture themselves, to renew themselves, to go into, because the well is emotions as well. It's the water. It's that need to go back to, so it has a similarity to number one if you pick number 1 and 2, because I know some of you pick more than one. There's a sense that this person needs to renew themselves, and we can see this. Look at all this energy. Wow, this person has been majorly trapped in a situation. This person has been majorly in bondage. This can be another relationship, work, just the trappings of the Western material life. This person has completely bound up, has been completely bound up, and is now going through, or is about to go through, major transformation, chaos, in bondage, difficulty. It's all going to come apart though. And it's because this person, you represent for this person like this revelation, this opportunity that they need to take up. You know, I feel like you are this Queen of Swords. You've come in and you've brought clarity. The Queen of Swords, she's precise, she's intellectual, and it doesn't mean you've come in and in a cool or cold way. I don't mean that at all. It's just you've brought clarity. You are the queen with this sword that brings the clarity to the situation. This person has been drowning in a difficult situation. Not literally, obviously. You know what I mean by literally. They may not obviously be so, but they have been, whether you are just providing some sort of energetic support to this person, you could just have walked past this person. It might be that you work with them and you're crushing on this person and you think, well, what do I mean to them? You may have just walked past this person, but you've brought a clarity to someone who is trapped in a difficult situation. You know, they're going through something that they find traumatic, or that they find chaotic, or they find difficult, or they're bonded to something, They feel in bondage to something, they feel attached to something, they feel trapped in something, and they need to get out, and it's going to cause chaos. But you've brought some sort of clarity to their life. They've had a wake-up call, the Judgment card here. They've had a wake-up call that they need to fill the well. That's what you mean to them. You've made them think about their emotional self, their inner self, their core self. You've triggered this realization that they need to heal, that they need to mend, that they need to sort themselves out, that they need to have a change from this difficult situation, that they need to get out of that situation. This can be whether you may be married to this person, or you may just be crushing on this person. So obviously you're going to have to interpret it slightly based on your situation. But you've brought a sense of clarity to someone who is struggling, and a bit of an epiphany about the need to go within, to focus on themselves, to emotionally repair, mend, rejuvenate themselves. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, number 2s. I'll see you tomorrow or on a private reading. Hi, number 3s. How are you doing? I hope you're really well. So, what do you mean to them? I keep looking around because I don't trust myself to get the title right. So we've got an overarching oracle card, Reach Out. And then we've got these 4 clarifiers. So what do you mean to them? This person definitely feels vulnerable. You've made this person face some of their fears. You are in the process of making this, yes, okay, they're saying yes. You are in the process of making this person face themselves, face their fears. This person is coming through as this Knight of Swords. Someone who is erratic, is all over the place. Very charming, but quite superficial. They don't go into the depths of themselves. I think they're afraid of their emotions. They're afraid of expressing their vulnerability. So they stay on the surface. They breeze in and out. They're not, you can't really rely on them. But then at the same time, you know that this is only on the surface. It's not who they really are. You are encouraging them to reach out, to be vulnerable. Okay, I just saw 1111. So some of you may be dealing with a higher level soulmate or twin flame, or something like that. You are encouraging this person to break down their walls. We've got the moon energy here. We've got the Two of Swords. This moon energy is the shadow. What's happening to this person, you represent them having to get underneath their fears, to shine a light into their vulnerability. They feel they want to reach out. They want to go beyond what they normally do or express. There's a sense of indecision around them though, you know, because this person, what you mean to them is, this is a process. You're partway through the process, aren't you, with this person? Whether you're in a relationship with them or not, it's not like it's not plain sailing with this person, and it's not all done by any means. You know, this person is still erratic at times and emotionally maybe a little immature, or it's hard to reach them because you're teaching them how to be vulnerable, how to reach out, but it's a process. They're still they may still be in and out of your life, indecision, torn two ways. Okay, they're still not sure what's going on. You're not sure what's going on with them, but you're teaching them how to be vulnerable, how to reach out, how to connect to that vulnerable side of them. But it's making them go into their shadow energies. They're having to deal with their fears, their insecurities, their worries, you know, and that's what you're meaning to them. And that's really fantastic, because you're doing them such a loving service, because they are having to face up to those things and they're working on themselves. The Three of Coins here is about, you know, perfecting those skills, and they're really learning about who they are as people, and they're having to collaborate. They're having to be vulnerable and collaborate with you, and that's hard for them because it makes them vulnerable and it's scary for them. You know, so this Knight of Swords energy might be not very easy for you to deal with, but what you're doing is you're teaching them how to trust and how to reach out. So this is really beautiful. Thank you so much, number threes. I'll see you on tomorrow's reading or on a private reading in the meantime. So, hi number fours, how are you doing? So, what do you mean to them? So we've got invest in your spirit, the Six of Wands, the Star, the Three of Wands, and the High Priestess. This is really beautiful. What you mean to them, again, this could be a higher level soulmate or a twin flame. It's definitely a relationship that feels to have a very strong spiritual nature. I don't really care about the labels, and if you don't, then that's fine as well. But it's got like all relationships have spiritual significance because they're all part of our path and all part of our experience on earth, but it has a particularly strong sense of spiritual significance. We've got invest in your spirit. You make them aware of their inner world, their inner life, their higher self, their light. You know, you're connecting them to that. We've got the High Priestess and invest in your spirit. It feels very intuitive. It feels meant to be. There's a sense of calling around it, even if they're not quite there yet, even if they are not quite with you yet. Because I think quite a lot of you might not be in contact. Again, another meaning with the High Priestess, particularly with it next to the Three of Wands as well. I feel like it might not be quite there yet. It's like stay positive sort of energy. It might not be quite there yet. There might be a sense of kind of it not quite having come together yet. But there really is a sense with this of the magical, because we've got the High Priestess, invest in your spirit, and the Star. There's a real strong sort of what do you mean to them? You give them a real sense of that you really like nudge their intuition. There's a real sense of there's something here. It feels very magical, mystical, meant to be. There's a sense that even though it might not be obvious and they might be confused by it themselves, there's a sense of real victory. You know, this Six of Wands is like this sense of having achieved it, this victory, and this sense of getting what you really want. There's this sense of you give them what they really want, but it's maybe not kind of what they expected, but there's a real sense of joy, a sense of possibility, but it's all very mystical, all very magical, all very intuitive. There's a sense of being pulled there, but there's a real sense of the coming together, the Three of Wands. There's this sense of, you know, this partnership, of opportunity. It might not be that your relationship is quite what you expected or what they expected. There's something quite unusual about the situation, but what you mean to them is you really give them a sense of something different. It's not what they were thinking of in terms of a relationship, maybe in some way, shape or form, but you bring them to who they really are. Invest in your spirit. You bring them to who they really are, their essential selves, and that's what they love. They really love that, because that's what you mean to them, because you bring them to who they really are. You help them to look within, to follow their intuition, to feel within. So I hope that makes sense to you. I was a little bit pausey there and a bit, because it feels very, very intuitive, very magical, and that's what you mean to them. Number 4, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow or on a private reading. See you soon.